Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining us. This is the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute public meeting for testimonials. Today is Monday, October 9th. It's the second Monday in October, and as usual, every second Monday of every month, we have our public testimonials meeting. So we want to hear about all of your latest and greatest creations and stuff that you've been doing to help people with the Keshe technology, health-related, Gans related, energy related, anything and everything. So I'd love to hear your stories and hear how you're helping your friends and family and your neighbors, people in your area. I'm your host, Flint Malhausen, and Danny Moe's here also. She is also host. So welcome everyone, and welcome Danny. Glad to have you here.
Thank you, Flint. Hello, everyone. I am excited. It's the 11th public meeting for testimonials, and that means next month we're going to have an anniversary. So we're 12 months into exciting experiments, and I'm looking forward to hear from you today as well. Just to say, I might be in and out. I have a bit of a slow internet today, so apologies for that. And thank you, Liberty, for backing me up there. So
always happy to back you up, sister, or anybody, but in you in particular.
Thank you very much. Do we have someone who would like to start, or should we go from the list? I have Joe, for example, here. Joe, would you like to start?
Yeah, up to you.
Hello, Joe. How are you?
Hello, Danny. Hello, hello, world. This is Joe.
Are you okay with English? If not, just let me know and I'll translate.
I like to talk in English first, if I don't find some words, maybe you can give me a help.
Perfect, thank you. Do you want to quickly just introduce yourself, maybe let us know what you're doing and why you're doing it? Thank you.
My name is Joe. I'm from Austria. I'm knowledge seeker since September, October 2015. I see the first video about the Keshe, the KFSSI, where Mr. Keshe give the meeting in Rome, where the ambassador meeting. I see this and I said, oh, this feels great. I hear first time 2012 from the Keshe Foundation, and I was very interested. I'm always looking for alternate energy forms, and if I see the energy is only the smallest part of the KFSSI, I'm very happy to do this, what I do now. I found 2015, some weeks later, some people who also connected with the KFSSI today, and then we go a partnership, and then we start with some experience in his private house, and we make experience, we make magravs, and we build in the first 2 months, 3 months, a magrav system. We are looking while the daytime did the teachings, and we built and working in the nighttime. And there is going more and more and more, and we get results. We feel the energy of the plasma, and oh, this is very interesting, and it works. And now we make in Austria here a small manufacture, and there we make many workshops and many experience. Actually, we have some experience with a healing station. We make experience with star formations. We make experience with the different gun sorts. sorts, and yeah, and everybody what is going on, what we can release, we want to check what is going, and it is very interesting, and yeah, this is for me the first part.
Thank you. Brilliant. And what do you have for us today?
I don't understand you. Sorry.
What do you have for us today? What would you like to show us?
Oh, yeah, I can show you a lot. No, we have actually on research a new kind of health unit. We call it intern. It's a feeling station. It is very interested if you go on this station. What is going on there, and the station is with reactor, with glass ball reactors. They are filled with zinc oxide and CO2, and we have 4 parts of them. We have 3 times zinc oxide and 1 time CO2, and yeah, I would like to show it, but I must change to my mobile. I cannot work with my laptop. I have no battery inside, and if you want, I can show you something.
Yeah, that'd be great. You'll just have to log in with the Zoom app on your mobile phone and share it from there.
So. Okay. Okay. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes, you'll have to mute yourself on the other end. I can do that too.
Okay. This is Flint. You must give me the right to open my cam.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. This is the filling station. This is the filling station what we actually have on start. This is with 6 reactors on it. We have 3 on the bottom, we have 2 in the middle, and we have 1 on the top. It's in pyramid size, and we have 4 parts of there.
Sorry, Joe. Could you try to hold it still for a second and just point onto one of the? Do you call it heal station, or healing, or feeding?
Feeling. A
feeling station.
Yeah.
Feeling.
Yeah.
Feeling is we don't like to say that healing station. Healing station. Maybe he can heal, but yeah, I don't know. We
That's
make
nice. Feeling station.
many tests. Yeah. Okay. I hold it still.
Excuse me, this is Denny. Can you describe the reactors? Are they dynamic reactors? Are they magravs? What kind of reactors?
Joe, kannst du erklären, ob das dynamische Reaktoren sind?
Ja, yes, these are dynamic reactors. I can go on action with it. I show you the backside. There we have cables, and I have an island circuit, and this reactor now is turning. The red side is the CO2 part, and we have three parts of zinc oxide. Zinc oxide is the giver, and the CO2 is the taker. The balancing into the station is very easy, and the fields are very strong, I would like to say. I feel the plasmatic fields, especially into my feet. If my feet go hot, I know there come a plasmatic flow. And
So Joe, can I ask you, you say you have 4 of these feeling stations, yes? So one is filled with completely CO2, all of the 6 dynamic reactor balls, and the other 3 feeling stations have only zinc oxide in it.
Yeah.
Is that plasma water, or is that containing Gans, or?
No, it's plasma water. Is all liquid plasma. The reactors are special reactors. We tested some different kind of reactors. We know we works there with fields. We works with frequency. There is where I built the station without electric device. We make every station have on backside a battery, and 12-volt motorcycle battery. Can you see? I have there a switch on and a switch off. The reactor turns with 2000 RPM, and what I like to make is the balancing. The balancing is the stronger fields feeds the weaker field, and then the stronger field of the 2 parts of zinc oxide and CO2 liquid plasma is, of course, the zinc oxide, and this is the giver side. There must be always on the back side, and if you can work also with 2 parts of this station also. You can. This is only a test. Mr. Keshe said for 2 or 3 months a filling station roundabout, and this is what we like to make. The next version we like to plan, we go on degrees. We make there in 72 degrees. We tested it. We feel the field is stronger than now. This is the next innovation what we like to make. There you can see this is the first time station. This is only with plastic tubes, with nano-coated plastic tubes. There is also filled with zinc oxide liquid plasma, and this is the giver side, and this is the taker side. There is also with 10 millimeter. There works also very, very harmfully and smooth, and yeah. But this with the reactors much stronger. Yeah, switch on all. I have yesterday a very interesting experience. I have a friend, he is very, very sensitive. He stay on Vienna, 250 kilometers from me, and I said, you must be feel this smooth feeling, and yeah, he will become, and yesterday we make an experience about telepathy. And I sent him the same emotion what I feel into the feeling station, and in the same second the feeling the feels was at him. This was very interesting yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. Have anybody that are especially asking questions about the feeling station?
Sure. This is Denny. I'm from the United
Hello,
States.
Danny.
So, in your dynamic reactor, is that a single ball or a double ball?
Single ball.
All righty. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
Sure. I can ask more questions of you. Now you have this feeling station. You started this feeling station when? What date did you start this feeling station? How long has it been running?
I start with the idea approx. We built the first unit about with what I show you first with the tubes, and the next version was with reactors, but the reactors was not horizontal position, and this is the vertical position. You must be understand how flow the fields. The fields coming same like the Earth, comes there out, and if you have the reactor on horizontal position, there comes there and there in this position, and we tested it. This is very, very strong and harmfully.
So
also,
let me
reactors.
Go ahead. I was just going to ask a question. Your testing system, how did you test it?
I'm finished, yeah.
Okay, when you tested it, what method did you use? How did you test it?
With many sensitive peoples, and we work a lot of with knowing what we learn about the teachings, and we make different experience, and then how it feeling, how it doing, and this is the results of minimum 3 months what we research on this technique.
Well, thank you very much.
We have a question from Maria Lang. Is there
no problem.
Is there any battery needed?
what's about the battery? Yeah. You need the force
You cut out there for a
on
minute.
grid.
Joe, you're really cutting out. We can't hear you anymore.
With yeah, okay, yeah. With this device, but we work with battery. We have in Europe here, we have 50 hertz on the electric grid, and we work with frequency. We work with electromagnetic small. I want a clear field, and I talk with a knowledge seeker. He's a very good guy on fields, on frequencies, and he said, you only have two options. You can harmonize the electric grid, but this is very, very expensive, or you make an island circuit, work with battery. And this is the best and the simplest solution, what I think. So disturbing frequency inside these fields, and this is why I work with batteries. The batteries have 7.2 ampere hours, and this is for minimum 7 to 10 hours full power battery. Betrieb, ja. Und ja. Any other questions?
Operation.
Yes, there is one here from Wolfgang. He's asking, in the 6 cores, do they have the same liquid plasma?
Yeah. I have on complete station 24 reactors. And I have on 6 cores in the front of me, have only CO2, and in 18, and the rest of the 24, the 18, I have only zinc oxide. For the giver part.
And that's liquid plasma, no Gans.
No Gans, only liquid plasma. The balls are 2 centimeter diameters, and he turns with 2000 RPM. It is not loud. It's the reactors is a PC cooler. This is is a little bit expensive, but he don't disturb the fields. We make experience with different PC cooler. We have a very high power cooler. Also, this is a server cooling. This makes 23,000 rounds per minute, but it's very, very loud. We make there some other experience about a big field would I like to create. Yeah, we have also another experience I have there. Star formation built in the last week, and yeah, maybe I'll show you. This is also in degrees, and I have there wow. There comes with a plasmatic flow. My feet are very hot now. And this is also turning, this is the same reactors. This is also turning with liquid plasma. The first one is tritium, the second one is deuterium, and the third one is hydrogen. Yeah? And on the top, I also have a reactor. Is on top over, and this is also with hydrogen and DNA. DNA. I use my DNA plasma, and I would like, yeah, maybe he gives me energy, maybe he gives me connections to my soul, maybe I can create a personality field. Yeah, we would like to show. And the station is not on finish. You see the cables is built complete in wooden, and it's nano-coated with fire. In the middle, I have a crystal. He is filled with CO2 liquid plasma, where I get from my tritium production. I have there 3 setups for my tritium production. This is very interesting. They built salt outside. This is zinc oxide, a zinc plate, a nano-coated copper wire, and I give CH3 into a glass tube. The glass tube is on top is open and it swims, and then this is the CO2 what is produced. I have there a salt solution about 5%, and I have there also a second production, and there
Joseph,
is
Joseph, can you hold it please a little bit steady? Yeah, hold the camera a little bit more time, because you are very fast. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. There is also, this is the same setup, but I have there 3% salt. We work, we have a special salt, we have a raffinate salt from the pharma industry. They have no, this is the complete clearest salt where we can get Gans who have every time the same field strongs. Mr. Keshe said you get every time a different result about the Gans production. If you change the salt, if you change the fields, and this is why we get pharmaceutic salt.
Joseph?
Yeah.
Hi, it's Jalal here. Can I ask you a question, please?
Yeah.
It's about the station. You have 24 reactor there, yes?
Yeah.
And you put your DNA, you mean you put your blood in it?
Not in the filling station. In the filling station, there is no DNA inside. There is only CO2 and zinc oxide. Only
Okay.
at the only at the star formation. I give my blood on top on the hydrogen to connecting me. This is
okay.
different.
How many people are using this station?
A lot. I get minimum 20, 30 minimum.
Okay. Every time you go, it's the same feeling for the others, not for you, I mean, for the others. It's the same feeling?
The feeling is nearly on everybody is different.
Okay.
Some like feels fresh, some like feels cool, some like feel hot, some like exactly the flow, some like we have very, very sensitive friends inside this station. He said, oh yes, I can feel exactly. He don't know who is the giver, who is the taker. He said, this is a giver, this is a giver, this is a taker. This is absolutely and
I have another question for you.
Yeah.
Did you try if you are angry or upset? And how is the feeling of the people who is coming there? Because you are connected to the main source.
I must say
your feeling is connected to it. Yes.
Yeah.
We need that you try this. You test this. That one day you test that you become angry or upset, and see the feelings of the other people who is coming to the station. Can you try that for us, please?
Yes, I can confirm. Especially people who comes who feel the plasmatic energy first time. He makes not angry, but he makes some people a kind of fear, I would like to say. A fear. Why? I think nearly 99% of men on Earth have programs, and this is mostly egoism programs, and if the plasmatic energy want to balance and he don't know what is going on, he would like to say, hey, stop, what is going on there, Pastor? And go on reserve. And this is what I think he makes on first time. Maybe I have only two people who describe me the same. They get a little bit of fear. No, this is not actually now for me. Okay, yeah, I respect this guy, and then if I go first time on touch with the plasmatic fields, I have near the same feeling. And yeah, I have there a lot of stories also where the people fear the plasmatic energy. Okay, but about angry, of course, everybody have not every time the same constitution. If you go on angry or sadness feeling, this is the best if you go in the feeling station. They're balancing. I get messages. Yeah, I get texts every time. The balancing is wonderful. This is wonderful. This is great. We have,
Joseph, why I'm asking.
If we go,
sorry, Joseph. You know why I'm asking? I'm asking if you can influence in the whole station. That's what I am trying to ask. That's what I am trying to get you to try it, to experience that.
Okay.
All of us can. We know what Mr. Cash said. If you put your blood in the source, you will influence everything, all the whole system. But if you that can you influence all of that?
Danny, please can you translate? I don't understand influence.
Beeinflussen.
Beeinflussing. Ich kann schon Deutsch auch.
Ja, was heißt Influence? Was meinst du mit Influence?
Beeinflussen, meint er damit.
Ach so, beeinflussen. Influence. I think not. I cannot manipulate. No, my plasmatic energy is much intelligent, same like me. I don't think I can influence the plasma. No?
But you must, because you put your blood in the
intention. Yeah. I can work with the intention.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But if I want, yes, of course, I can say, no, I'm healthy today. I can go on communicator with the plasma and I said, but I'm hungry now. Please give me energy to stop my hunger. This is, of course, this can everybody works with the plasmatic fields. Yeah. But yeah, if I say cure this brain damage at this person, yeah, I think not it's work. Yeah. If the other people go on connection with the plasma, I think everybody is go. Alles ist möglich.
But this is serious, Joseph, because look, if you connected to this device, so yep. Whatever you have, whatever you feel, whatever you wish, it will influence the whole system. That mean I know you are not harming anyone. I know you are not in your thought, but yeah. Nobody knows if this is also connect the healthy issue with the others. If you are giving them your healthy or your illness, if there is something, you understand? Because this is real issue. This is not child play. You know, if you remember, Mr. Cash with his teaching, he said, you can choose a young person to be the pilot of your spaceship, but can you know? Do you know 100% sure that this man is healthy? Because if he connect to the spaceship, he will connect for everyone in the spaceship. So you have a small spaceship here. You have this system. You have a spaceship.
I think also, yeah. I have spaceship, maybe not actually, yeah, but I have.
In the mining. I mean, not real, but it can be. It can be. I mean, the work here, what you are doing, the work, you work whole system together, because you are connected to the source. That's what I mean. If you notice, if you can manage to manipulate the feelings, if you can manage to manipulate how the people feeling there, so you must be careful with that.
Yes, of course. I'm going to work every time very, very respectfully with this technology. Yeah? I know we work with people, we work with animals, we work with plants. It is very, very important in to know what you do. But yeah, this is this is not so easy, yeah. But we are only at the basics of the plasmatic energy.
Yes, 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 yes.
And if we completely understand what there is going on, oh, there is a long, long time. But if you go on research, you must be make experience. And yeah, I tested on me and some other friends. What is making? What is doing? How is feeling? What do you think? And we work. We have in the outer team minimum 20 to 100 people who give some innovations. I have this idea, maybe we can make this, yeah, and then there we make many brainstorms. Yeah.
So my advice to you, Joseph, that you the center core, you make another one without your blood, and put it there now. Put it there, because look, as you give, you can take also the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
If you don't have any other place, you dumped the illness, you dumped all this the other energy fields. You don't need it, so it cannot get to you. You understand, Joseph? This is not. You are doing the 100%. I'm sure you are very good on that, and this is very beautiful what you do. And this is your experience will give us more experience in that and how we do all these systems. So my advice to you that you must notice in the beginning how your system is working, and if it affects you or not, or you affect them or not. If nothing happens from that, it's okay. But if something happens, if you affect anyone with your feelings, so please take it out, because it's the same. When you affect them, they affect you in the same thing. So you don't need any diseases, any illness from anyone else.
Sorry, this is my English is not the best.
Soll ich dir das kurz übersetzen?
Ja.
Want me to translate? Jalal ist der Meinung, du könntest noch einen zweiten Versuch beginnen und die Kugel oben austauschen gegen eine, wo keine DNA, kein Blut drin ist.
Ja, das habe ich verstanden, ja.
Einfach um den Unterschied zu erkennen und um auch sicherzustellen, dass du nicht dir irgendwelche Krankheiten oder Emotionen von anderen zuziehst, beziehungsweise sie auf andere abgeben kannst. Das wäre jetzt seine Empfehlung für noch einen weiteren Versuchsaufbau, weil er sehr begeistert ist von deiner Arbeit.
Yes, this is what I think also about the emotions. I'm not alone here. There works other people also, and maybe I give him or other persons a kind of a field strength about of me, and this was only the first time experience. I can change the reactor ball very easy.
Darf ich da nochmal was reinfragen? Hier ist Roland. Habe ich das vorhin falsch verstanden? Ich dachte, du hattest uns zwei verschiedene Sachen vorgestellt.
Ja.
Das heißt einmal die Heilstation die ist die Wohlfühlstation, die ist komplett ohne deine DNA. Und das andere ist ein Star Formation, separat. Ne? Nicht, dass wir das irgendwie durcheinander bringen, oder?
Ja, genau so ist es, ja.
Okay, danke.
Nicht
Just to,
verwechseln.
just to translate, Roland was just asking to make sure that we're looking at two different devices. So the one we're talking about now is the star formation, which contains the DNA of Joe. And the previous experiment he showed were the 4 feeling stations, which do not contain any DNA, only CO2 and zinc oxide. That was just to clarify it. Thank you. There's also another question here in the chat, Joe. Somebody would like to know if you connected all the motors from all 4 feeling stations to the same power.
Every plate where you see is a complete item. There is 6 reactors on one plate, and these 6 reactors are all connected to plus and to minus. Is on serial circuit, but the plates separately is not connected. There's no connection between.
So they all have their separate power supply, basically, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. I have 4 batteries and 4 stations.
Can we see the stations again?
Okay.
With the ring hand. With the calm hand, yes. Are they moving at the moment?
The backside?
Ja. Bewegen die sich gerade, Joe?
Yeah. It's done. It works actually.
It's very quiet. Sehr ruhig.
There's the battery. There's a switch on. And this is where it works. This is a normal wooden. This is a rubber for vibrating, stopping. This is a cork plate. This is wooden. There is on the side. There is the cable who go on the back side and go on the battery. The glass ball. I would like to show another experience also. I have an underwater magrav. Check it out.
Wow.
This magrav runs since 2 months, complete inside the water. I can take my hand inside. I have on load this distilled machine. We produce my own distilled water. It's going cheaper to sell. We need a lot of liquid plasma distilled water in the last time. This is the load. And this magrav works complete inside water. Mr. Keshe said, if you make this correct, you can earn 40, maybe 100 kilowatt per hour. I have inside the tanks of the magrav, I have CO2 liquid plasma. I have outside in this box, I have copper, and there is a second box, a bigger box, and there is also filled with liquid plasma and Gans, the the highest potential what I have. The highest potential what I have is gold guns. I have wolfram. I have silver. I have bismuth or bismuth guns. I have copper. I have lead. I have all some kinds of mixed guns to get a very high potential. And the very interesting is we make a setup with measurements, and at the second box, the outer box, there is not connected, and we have also 110 volts inside. We have it an electro engineer here, and he said, "This is crazy. How is working? Normally this cannot work, but it works." Yeah. This is very interesting. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Does anyone have more questions for Joe on his experiments? Yeah, we've seen it all now, Joe. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Joe.
Very
you, Joe.
enlightening. Thank you, Joe.
I'm sure we could probably spend 2 or 3 hours here going through
Yeah.
the fine points and how you do all the things. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. Joe is doing workshops, so I think I've actually been sitting in one of your devices that somebody built in your workshop, and it was a tingling sensation going through the body and a feeling of coldness on the skin that I could feel. Very interesting.
You are every time welcome.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Would anybody like to come next and show what he or she has been experimenting with, or any findings or questions even in any of the areas? You're more than welcome to just open your microphone and share with us.
This is Denny. I might as well introduce myself.
Hello, Denny.
Yeah.
That's my grandson. He's autistic. He's having fun. It's
great.
It's just about 1 o'clock in the afternoon here. So with the public teaching this morning talking about nano-coating, I've been at this. I took the I guess it was 2015 online course, the first online course, and so I recognize a few names that have been here. So what I'm doing now is revisiting some of the beginning processes of how I make things, and so the nano was very interesting for me this morning, and this last week I wanted to make some CO2 Gans with just the copper inside the kit and the zinc on the outside of the kit, and I used a plastic tube with a nano-coated pipe in the center, and yes, I got the CO2 in the container of zinc. I can show that on video if someone wants to see it.
Sure, Denny. It's always great to see what you can show. I love what you do, Denny. Sure.
It's very simple. Here goes. Come on.
Your grandson loves your experiments, I'd say, doesn't he?
Something good's happening for him. So I'm going to take this off I'm going to pull this out here. This is the first one last week. It's sitting in that little block with a circle on it. This is zinc. This here is the copper pipe. There's the salt solution inside. So now let me adjust my video. It's going to be pointing toward the ceiling.
Can I just ask you then, do you have your zinc plate outside?
Yeah. Yes, here's the point. The zinc plate is outside. The pipe is on the inside. There's the white substance that it's creating. You can see the white substance in the bottom of that. And so that would, let me just give you a little farther perspective. I like my spaceships flying away. So you can see the Gans. Once that was created, it didn't take but about, showed up within 12 hours. I wasn't particularly paying that much attention to it. It's when I came back I saw it. So that thing that's moving in there, that's the copper, nano-coated copper pipe. And so let me sit this back down and explain the little process for this particular exercise. The one sitting behind is a bigger one. Just a minute, Chris. Excuse me. I think Chris took his clothes off. I gotta watch what's going on here. So let me cancel out and come back later. I just can keep him out of the line of fire.
That's okay.
Thanks, Danny. We're all okay. We understand.
And so this here is zinc that I happened to just clean in some liquid caustic so it has a different color. And I just had formed it around this. This is the size of pipe of glass tube. It's a plastic tube, polypropylene, I think it is. And this is the little jar that it came out of. And the point was you're supposed to put your ice in there and keep your cooler cool. And so that's what's inside here. And I am going to be doing an experiment of using this as the nano-coating kit. This does not deteriorate with hot liquid, with hot Gans and hot caustic. So I will be making this as a nano-coating kit. And that was my point to do today. So this right here, again, is just a copper pipe that I nano-coated. I had took and ground it down a little bit, took the surface off of it, the coating that a pipe comes with. The next experiment, I will split the pipe all the way down a side, probably with a Dremel tool. And this little, I put two holes, two sets of holes, one to hold it in. That's just a weed branch. I think it's wild lettuce that was dried, and I just put it through the hole. And these are the nano-coated copper wire, insulated, and those were set up for about, I only think they're about 3 months old. And then the outside is zinc. I twisted one on the zinc, and one of the holes that's in the copper pipe is set up to take the other wire, and it's twisted up here. I got to make certain I keep him out of the line of fire. So then this one over here, the bigger one, also is the same principle as the first one. So once the first one was made, and I saw that it produced Gans, I went to a bigger one, and it's the same system, but the container is a pop bottle, and its plastic is PET plastic. Now PET, it will decompose or do. It doesn't. The caustic affects it to the where it would leak if I put hot caustic, isn't it? So I used cold caustic, and I didn't leave it in there for very long. And so just a minute. It also produced a Gans in the bottom. I can basically, I don't know if I can get this up here high enough to show it, but no, I can't. I might have to move. You might have to just take my word for it.
Yeah, don't worry.
But
Did you use
there's Gans in the bottom. What's that?
Sorry, did you use LEDs, you said, or without LEDs?
No LEDs. This is just the wire. The principle behind the wire is to slow the flow, the electrical flow from one plate to the other, from one. Oh, let me get this back in where my fingers are. So the whole principle behind these is to retard the flow of the. I guess if you were going to do it from a chemical and physical, the electron flow from one plate to the other, and this nano-coating retards that, slows it down, and creates the CO2 kit. Because this is nano-coated, then I don't need to use an LED, and so now with this being a success, then I can start all over and look at things. Mr. Chen also has some systems that I want to visit, but you can see that this is a simple system, and this one here, the zinc plate don't go all the way around, but still it's creating Gans. I've got it positioned to where there you can see the zinc plate. I got instead of and it stops out here in front, and so it doesn't go all the way around, but it's still producing Gans. So you can see that my nano coating on this pipe wasn't very good because I'm getting the green up there, and I get it too fast. So then I know that I didn't do a very good job at nano coating that pipe. And that's why one of the reasons why I may want to split the pipe and see what kind of effect I get of that. And that pretty much covers it. They're both producing Gans, just the copper's inside, the zinc is on the outside. This is a plastic pop bottle. Whatever size that is, I don't know. What is it? 32 ounce? No, it's more than that. 64? Yeah, somewhere around 64 ounces, fluid ounces. And of course, I have to put it in something that stands so that I can move this around without bumping and spilling it. And so the next step is to go back and revisit, do a better job of nano coating, do a whole different system of nano coating using the tube itself with the nano coating kit. We're talking about whether you need a chicken wire in the bottom of your kit or not. And one, I'm just going to put the tops of the pop bottle into the bottom of this. And if I want zinc, I'll just probably drop in a little I have a problem here. So let me end up saying goodbye and thank you very much.
Thanks, Denny. We understand. Don't forget to mute.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Beautiful.
He's an amazing man.
Yes, I have
Yeah.
to say. And did I get that right? That he has been following the public basic understanding plasma workshop that just have started, and that made him do his experiments now. Yeah.
Oh, he's been doing it for quite a while. He actually signed up for the 2015 online course, the first one. So, and he's very involved with the plasma reactor group because the hours work a little bit better. He has a little bit more freedom. It's just amazing with his hands as full as they are, what he's able to accomplish. And you can see a lot of his work in the plasma reactor group.
Yeah, and he's just using the basics, the stuff that's laying around. So
yeah,
beautiful, very inspiring. Yeah. Who would like to be next to share with us pictures or stories or anything?
Can I?
Yes. That must be Jalal.
No, it's going to cost you.
Yeah,
the
we're
500
charged now.
The 500, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, 500 plasma points.
Okay, no problem. Danny, she is a giver.
Yeah, I'll send you the picture of money. What do you have for us, Jalal?
Okay, I finished my
Sorry, just
plasma.
to say, Jalal is a student with the Keshe Foundation as well.
Yes, I will introduce myself. Yes, of course. Hello, everyone. Good day, good evening, good morning. I am Jalal, actually from Iraq, but I live in Sweden. I am a student in Keshe Foundation, and I am with this knowledge for nearly more than 2 years now. 2 years and 3 days. I learned a lot, and it's beautiful. I live with plasma. I talk plasma. I eat plasma. I think plasma. And it's really changed my life. I'm speaking about myself only. It's really changed myself. And when I see anything outside my home, I feel that I'm connected with this thing. If it's a person, if it's a tree, if it's an animal, bird, insect. When I eat, I appreciate what this kind of energy give me, and I feel sorry for now that I am taking this energy. But the most important thing, that's the awareness that you know that this kind of animal or this kind of creature, he gives you his energy. And for now, you must appreciate what you have. So I would like to show you my station. I finish it, but it needs also a little bit adjustment. You see, there is no outside structure. It's hanged in the ceiling. What you call this flint? Lolo, or what you call this? The dancing tube? What you call it?
Hula hoops.
Hula hoops. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'm thinking about it for a long time, but I didn't find it. And then yesterday I went out to search for it. It was the Sunday and all of the stores is closing, and I didn't find it. So I still need only this hula or what you call it. to fix in the top, and it will be very finished one. I have here 11 tubes. 9 of them is central with zinc and CO2 liquid plasma, and in the top one is COO, and in the down one, the red one is CH3. I used it yesterday. It was beautiful feeling, but not quite work because just yesterday I put the two main rings, the CH3 and COO, and I done a little bit adjustment, and I am doing it all the time. Every time I see something, I will show you how one can enter this one. I've done it. This one. It's very easy. It's only ropes, and all this ropes you see, it's in place. I glue it that it's not going here and there. And once I enter like this, it can stay there, or you can just put the chair here like this and go inside, and just close it, adjust your sitting chair, and you are in. Or you can stand, just take this one out, and you can stand inside it and feel relaxed. And if you want to go out, just grab this one and get it in and go out. That's all. There's 2 ways. One out, one in. One out,
Brilliant,
one in.
absolutely brilliant. Wow, excellent. And from yesterday to today, wow.
Yeah.
You've done great.
I had to take. This is very, very simple, and it took me how many days, Danny? You remember? It's about 2 weeks.
Yes, it took you a while. I think the worst part was to keep the wobbly tubes in the position that you could attach them. Yes.
And if you think how much it took Dr. Rodrigo, my God, really, I am thinking about him, my God, with all his adjusting and all this structure. But you know, the second one will be easier because now you know the method, you know the system, and like this one, I will make one. It's this one also, it can be removed and you can take it everywhere. Only if I take the you know this beautiful shape in the top that I done it myself. Lulu, I need one like
hoops. Hula hoops. Think of it like a basketball hoop. Hula. Yeah.
Lulu is very beautiful.
Okay.
So I need one of that, and with the hanger, and you can hang it anywhere, and you can also make some structure that you can also put this one inside. You know this lamp with the 7 lamps in it, you know, which is coming out from the base. This one also you can use if you have it outside. They are throwing so many of them now because of
Sorry, Jalal, has anybody else tested it yet? Or maybe your wife or friends, or do they all think you're a bit hula?
Yes. My wife yesterday tested because she's my
guinea pig. Yes, say it.
Guinea pig. And she tested for only less than, if I said 40 seconds. because she has something to do, and I insist because I just finished it, and she was a little bit angry from me. And she tested for about 40 seconds, less than 1 minute, really. And then they call her. She went out, and then she told me, you know, I feel something. What do you call it? Something is stretching my backs and my body, you know, something like ants is moving. Well, how do you call it?
Tingling, yeah.
Yeah, tingling. And you see, it's only 40 seconds, and you didn't do. And then I convinced her to come again after 1 hour, and she said about 10 minutes. She didn't feel nothing. I said, no, it's with me working only one time. You don't want it, so it will not work for you. But I will try to do it daily, in daily pace, and we will see. But my sensation from yesterday, I was really comfort with it. I don't know, because maybe because I built it, my attention is there. But it's good. You know, here also, you know the joint? If you see the joint, you see the joint here? Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, is it a clip or something? Or?
Yeah, it's a bigger tube. I put it inside outside this one, and I glue it. So it will not leak.
Jalal, somebody is asking what diameter you have in those rings. Would you know the length?
Yeah, the length is 270 centimeters.
So every tube has 200 centimeters.
270.
270. So
yes.
2.70 m.
Yes, 2.70 m.
Wow.
Because I wanted to make it the ratio of 9. And it is okay if you put also the chair inside and you sit in it. It will get this side. You see, maybe everywhere you can go in and out. So
I want to ask you a question when you have a second.
yes. So you can put the chair inside, and you can sit very comfortably in that. So you don't have a problem also if you want to sit. So ask me, please.
Okay, well, I'm also working on a ring. I learned a lot yesterday that it did have to be rings. But then when I tried to close my first ring, I had water, Gans water coming out both sides, and I'd made some bigger sections to try and seal it, but my inside ones were probably too long. So you mentioned something about gluing one end of it. Is that what you did?
Let me. I will show you how I done it.
Thank you, Jalal. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. No need to thank you, my dear. Just a second. Okay, I will show you now what I got. What is the okay? You see that, Libby?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now this is full of water because I didn't done 9. I've done 10 of them. So if you see here, this one, where is my? This one you can move because it's a little bit big. You see, now it's open. And the inside, the same thing. You see?
Yeah, I tried to do that, but I didn't cut them the right sizes clearly because they are probably too big to get swallowed back in by the bigger one. Okay, I think I know.
Look. If you do that, it's the same. You need the joint. The joint, you need it a little bit bigger, long one.
Yeah,
if you do the joint a little bit longer, so if you put the first one here and you fill it up, and this one will go out with you. You see? You see that? What is it? Here. You see? It's already out. So this distance is no problem for the inside. Even it will be not straight. That's not a problem. You see? Where is my? It's not a problem if it's not straight.
Okay, I can see that I just need to experiment a bit more, and I'll get it. At any time, do you glue any parts of those?
Oh, you can glue only the first section from both of them, the small one and the big one, from one side. Let me show you that.
And what kind of glue did you use?
The normal one. This
hot glue.
Yeah, hot glue.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have this one here. Here. Look, Libby, you need something like this. It is a little bit bigger than what you have the inside one. Okay?
Yep, that's what I was doing. I did notice that.
Okay, but you need that one, that section, you need it a little bit bigger, longer, like this, long one.
Ah, okay.
Why you need long one? That when you put it inside, you can, after you attach both of them inside like this, the two joints, and then you can adjust it. Even when you attach it, you have a space like this between them, and then you press it inside, you press it inside, you press it inside, and then it will join together inside this one.
You solved my
problem. You understand?
Thank you. Yes.
So
Thank you.
You will not have problem if it's a little bit long.
Okay.
The problem that you can adjust it from this one, from the connector. This is for the small one. The big one, the same thing. This is a bigger tube than the CO2 tube. I cut a long one like this, and I connected for the tube and glue it only one side. I glue one side, and then the second one, when it's coming in, I can leave it like this in this quarter, or I put it down inside to any lengths I need it. You understand?
Yep. This is great. That will help me a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Libby, to us. So,
does anybody else have questions for Jalal?
Question?
Yeah, I have a question. Hello, Jalal.
Hello.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I have also the same design in my first mind, but my problem is where is the taker and where is the giver side? You have in one ring everybody the same potential.
No.
And
look, I will tell you now what I put inside and what is the ratio of it. Okay. see. I have 9 rings. One inside and one outside. The first 5 of them contain, the inside is zinc, that, you know, the outside is CO2.
Yeah, the zinc oxide is the magnetical, and the gravitation is the CO2. Yes.
Both of them work gravitational and magnetical in the same side, because you are not working in give and take, how much you give, how much you take, because who is allowing all this field to coming circling is the base, what you have. So I will tell you now what I have in the other one. So 5 of them is full of liquid plasma of CO2 and zinc oxide plus Gans. Okay?
Okay.
For the down one, 4 of them, the same thing is zinc and CO2, but this is ZNO and this is CO2, but it's 50% of CO2, 50% of zinc, plus water, distilled water. So if I'm saying I put here in the first 5, let's say 100 milli or 200 milli, let's say in this one, 200 milli of CO2 plus Gans, I put in this 4, 100 milli of CO2 and Gans plus 100 milli of water, distilled water. So okay. I have the ratio here is 50%, this one, 50% of this one, the let's say 1, and this is half of it, 50% from it.
Okay, you create a plasmatic field from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Yeah.
The down one is CH3.
Yeah.
Full CH3.
I see.
The upper one is CuO2. Only one ring. There is nothing inside it. Only one ring. This is liquid plasma plus Gans.
Yeah.
It's not much, but little bit Gans in it. And this is CH3 liquid plasma plus Gans. So the CH3 is the puller, because it's have high energy. So you have the ratio here from top, down, and coming up. You see?
Yeah.
This is coming down.
But Mr. Keshe said is for the health unit, it's important to get the higher potential at the back side of you, and the taker side in front of you. Yeah. This is why I make my station at this construction. I have at the back side, I have the zinc oxide, and I have in the front side, I have the CO2 part.
You are right. You are right. But here you are not. You are not targeting something. You know, we are targeting the whole area, the whole condition of the body. So the body with this field, what we have here from CH3 and zinc oxide and copper oxide and CO2, it will take from what he need and give what he don't need. You see, we are making only condition. We are not targeting any parts of, not yet. We are not targeting any parts of the body. If you want to target, you can use the patches as like this one. If you want to target, you can use the paint pen, how you are targeting and which area and what condition. But with this station now, what we are doing, it's only that we're making the good environment for the body to be in good condition, that it take what he needs from the fields and give what he don't need. That's only. Any other question?
It's important to note that the CO2, or sorry, the copper at the very top is above the head.
Yes, it is very, very above the head. If you see,
and the CH3 at the bottom is at the ground level or below the feet.
Yeah, if you see here, if I can take it up.
A minimum of a foot above the head, I got in notes.
Mm-hmm.
If you see, it is very high.
Yes, it is.
I don't take risks with that. And the CH3 is down of my almost in the legs. But this one also need to only if I bring my Lulu, and then I can adjust it to bring it a little bit down as I want, as I need, and the high if I need. Any other question?
What is the feeling inside?
When I used it the first time yesterday, you know, this tickling feeling, if you just calm a little bit and close your eyes, it is, how I call it, you know, like you are in the spinning, not like dizzy, but you feel, you have this feeling like you are spinning, but in very low motion, not very fast, but it's good to have this feeling also. It's not very bad, and then you will notice this tickling in whole your body. If you concentrate on your legs, yeah, you will feel it. If you concentrate on your hands, also you feel it. And there is one under the nose. I feel it yesterday under my nose. This tickling is very, very, very strong one.
Sorry, Jalal. This is you don't know. I can feel sometimes emotion of the people where I talk or where I connect actually, and I can also feel what you actually feel, and you have actually the same feeling, same like yesterday, and I can feel it also. Yeah, no, this is last time. This is very, very interesting.
But you know what's beautiful? I said, why I have more slinging in the down of my nose? I really make me thinking. It's beautiful. You know, as Mr. Keshe said, always you are creating. You know, even if you do the nano layering, you know, really, guys, you need to think about it. It's not like you are doing something without noticing. You need to take care of what you are doing. You need to take responsibility for what you are doing. Really, only if you take responsibility, only if you think what you will do will affect someone. That is the important thing. If it's not you, it will affect the area where you are. If not the area, it will affect the air. It will affect the animals. It will affect the insect. So you need really to be careful. And as Libby so many times said, you need to wish for what you are doing. That it will be in benefit for anyone come with contact with it. That is the most important thing. That awareness, this knowledge, we will have only maybe 1 of million from it. Even whatever you do, you will have only 1 of million, because if you imagine this universe and what it has and the new universe, my God, it's all depend on this science, on plasma. And now we are not scratching even the surface. Now we are scratching of the surface. So we need to think real about it.
Jalal,
Yes, please.
Other question. Have you nano-coated the tubes?
No.
It is I have you have seen maybe before my tube station also. I tested this without nano-coated tubes and with nano-coated tubes. And Mr. Keshe said if you work on health units, it is better if you work only with plasmatic states, and there is very important to nano-coat everything what you make.
You are right. You are very right. But there is one thing. This one, it will nano-coat it itself because you are layering it with all the zinc and the CO2 what inside. So don't be afraid of nano-coating. You are nano-coated it itself with the time. Will nano-coat it. The second thing, is it inside or outside? The nano-coating. You must understand what is the difference between them. You want to give or you want to take. The nano-coating also it affects if it is taker or giver. So in this condition, what you going to do? In my condition with this station, I don't want to take more than what I want, and I don't want to give more than what I can. So it's better for now. It's better for now that you don't nano-coat it. Okay, the field is not very, very strong, like 10 meters or 20 meters. Even if it is only 1-2 meters in this position, it's very good. So you will take from it because there is a field. Yesterday, when my wife was inside, I was maybe about 2 meters from her. I can feel the fields of it. Because the tingling in, especially beneath my nose, it was very strong. And even now, when I look into it and concentrate a little bit, I feel that. So you don't need more than that. You need only 1 meter of field or 10 meters of fields. That's what you now notice it. You see, maybe it is more than that, but because we are now we are learning about the fields. Now we are teaching our body to notice the fields of it, of what we have outside or inside. So it's better for me. I am saying there's so many people, they can do whatever they want, but for me now, I am doing it without nano-coating. So it's better to leave it like this now until we are more in knowledge, and then if we want to targeting something, we can change the tubes, we can put another reactors beneath or in the sides. So what you're saying is really right, but you need to know what you are doing.
Yeah.
If you are giving something or taking something, and you don't need to nano-coat all of your tubes, because you need to know what you are doing.
It is a second part, but if you don't nano-coat, you work with plastic tubes. Plastic tubes, we know, go on connection with the Gans or the liquid plasma inside. There is, you have no, I think this is my plasmatic understanding. If I work with plastic, I give every time the C of the plastic tubes also inside the water, and I have for a longer time, not every time the same Gans or the same liquid plasma. This is the second why I think that it is maybe it's better we work 100% in plasma state and then we nano-coat it all. And this is what my understanding about plasma. And the second, what I like to say, you have on your last ring CH3. Please take care. We know CH3 is for energy, and it is for cell Wachstum, and if you have people who have metal inside or broken bones or have cancer, this is not so good to work with people who have cancer. If you work with CH3, there is better that you only work only with CO2 and zinc oxide. There is the safer side.
You are right. You are right. You are right. But let me tell you something. I am not targeting any area in the body. That is the difference. You see, I'm not targeting, and the CH3 is it needs to be a little bit down to not affect the body. And this is the CH3 now in this position. It's not a giver. Don't forget, it is a puller. It pulls the fields from top down. You understand? It is not a giver in what we are thinking. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand. Yeah.
The field, it's coming from top till bottom, from above to down, and circulate outside and going up and coming down. So it is the CH3 only. It's working now in this position as a magnet. It's pulling all the fields from top to down. And you are right. With the plasma, you will not hurt. That is, you must understand that. But you need to know what you are doing. You don't need to target some areas in the body. You don't need the COO to be in the brain level or the head level. You only need to work with zinc and CO2 in this situation. But with this combination, you are making only circulating the fields. So, and it's not, I am saying again, it's not, I am not targeting any area in the body. This is only field circulating. And CH3, if you go outside in the sun, you will have this field from CO2 and CH3 and all this kind of fields. So it's the same thing. You are not targeting. Only if you are targeting, let's say in In the sun, if you put this mirror and you're targeting the one area in your body, and you will burn because you are targeting one area. So it's the same thing. We are not targeting anything. And this process that only gives the body the time to fix itself, make a good condition for it to be healed if you want to heal.
And also, Jalal, Dr. Rodrigo reminded us that this way it works as a ground, right? It grounds the energy.
Yes.
Yep. Good points. Thank you, Jalal.
Thank you. Any other questions, please? We have 35 participants here. I thought we will stay until morning, Danny.
Nope.
With you, we could, yeah.
Thanks, don't let me speak, please.
Thanks for showing us your Lulu.
Yes, Lulu.
And maybe somebody else is using hula hoops next time and shows us what they have created.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Jalal.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you. Thank you, Libby.
We learn so much from each other. This is great. I'm sure someone else wants to jump in. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the meaning. What Mr. Keshe said. Teaching is you take down more than you take, than you give.
Anybody else want to show? Show and tell?
Hello, everybody.
Ah, Chin Chin. Nice to hear you.
This is the first time I'm looking for this this program.
Oh, well, welcome.
I'm always here, but I'm little shining.
Well, you can be shy, but I can. Do you want to introduce yourself? No.
Okay.
Please.
First, I thank you, Danny. He trusts me. What I say to him, he do. Thank you. Because I participate usually with the reactor group and the French Foundation of French language. I sharing too much thing, but sometimes I know what I do. What I do is a technical, not the technical, but the what I say is is only theoretically, because I have no space for what I have thinking, but I learn too much. And I have I share the Keshe Foundation with my country for my for the Vietnamese people, and they do. They have experience, but they cannot come here to say their experience. Now I have some experience to share with you. The first thing, on their family, they use a cellular. First time I have learned, we take a infinity nano-coating, copper nano-coating to stop the radiation of the cellular. But they have a more best idea. They put a patch of CO2 on the back of the cellular. Before they on their family, when they use the cellular, they have a what do you say? They have
headaches?
no, picotement.
Oh, prickling, tingling in their head?
On the hand, because the radiation of the cellular make their hand become disease. And after they put the patch on the back of the cellular, the feeling is gone. Because I have explained for them, the Infinity 8 take only on the nano-coating only. They have too much space. The field can go out. But when they put the patch of CO2 on the back of the cellular, the patch of cellular stop any radiation of the cellular. Why they don't feel any feeling on their hand. I think it's very good for to share this way for everybody, because in this time everybody have cellular, but I haven't. I have no experience about this one.
Let me ask you a few questions just to make it clear for everybody and for myself.
Please do so. And even if you'd like to speak in French, maybe.
Oh, I know what he's saying. I understand him very well, but I know how hard it is to understand.
It's hard for some of us, yeah, I'd say. But thank you so much, yeah.
It's my pleasure. I really enjoy working with Chin Chin. Yeah. He's recommended, and some of his students who do use cell phones have putting a patch of CO2. Is it just a liquid patch, right? Liquid Gans? Liquid
only.
And is it a dry one?
Yeah, only liquid plasma only.
And has that patch been allowed to dry, or is it still moist?
I don't know. Like you put the water of liquid plasma on the little
on paper towel
paper towel, and you put on the bag only.
Yeah. But I've also learned recently that you can allow it to dry and the energies are just as strong. So when you're putting a patch on the back of your phone, you might want to give that a consideration, because I did experiment with it, and I don't know if it was what was going on where I was, but it seemed to be draining my battery on my phone. Yeah, but that might have been something completely different. So I do encourage people to try this, because what Chin Chin was saying is that if you're always holding your phone in your hand and you're doing things, you're getting a lot of radiation into your hands. And he was saying that these people, his students or people that have tried, were noticing that the hands are not shaking and trembling as much and getting those little prickly feelings that you get. So it's, for those, like I'm an oldie, so I don't use my cell phone. It's very far from me, and I hardly ever use it. But for those people who really are attached to their cell phone, this would be a good way to protect yourself, because Chin Chin is saying that all the electromagnetic frequencies get stopped by the CO2 patch, that they take them in. So good experiment. Thank you, Chin Chin. I know you have more to share, but
sorry, Ivy, was
yep.
Was Chin Chin saying he used nano-coated wires in the form of an infinity loop as well?
Well, that was the first one, right? That was what he'd learned from that I believe one of the Keshe Foundations, if not Mr. Keshe himself, talked about making an infinity loop with a nano wire and then putting that. I'm not sure where that went. Do you remember, Chin Chin?
Yes.
Else? Did that get attached?
That was Caroline, yes.
Oh, it was Caroline. Great. So that is one way. But what did you think? Why did you think the patch was better, Chin Chin?
I say I haven't cellular, but my friend in Vietnam, everybody uses cellular, but they have a feeling something on their hand. But after put the patch, they don't feel anymore.
Okay.
I think it's very good for them, but I say this is the experience of my friend.
Right.
Family of my friend, because everybody now have a patch under the cellular. It's very good.
And Danny, do you know more about that infinity loop? So since we brought it up, we can, alternatives.
That's what I heard, that Caroline was suggesting it, that we use these stranded wires and nano-coat them, form a small infinity loop, the laying 8, and then stick it to our phones or underneath the computer. So that's at least what I have done. It was quite a while ago she recommended that. So, but it's interesting to hear other ways and other recommendations. So thank you very much.
Welcome.
Did you want to present anything else today, Chin Chin?
I say I have too much thing to represent, but last time I present for you a dynamic reactor. It's very simple, but I haven't done. But I think it can work very well. Very simple. Can I share a screen?
Let me just check with Danny. How are you on time and everything? Is everybody good?
We're just at that 3-hour mark, but yeah, go ahead and share here a little bit.
No. Okay, it's not this one. It's not this one. I want to leak it. Where is it gone?
Now you can see why people say he's all about theory. Mr. Chin really does work.
I'm missing on. I see here.
Okay.
This is a motor of every motor you can use, like a fan, a cooler fan of the ordinator, and all the motor of the hard disk, everything. This is, you have a stick and you put a magnet on this side, because
that word was magnet. He's saying use a magnet.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you gluing that magnet?
Yeah. I glue the magnet. I say, what I say is theoretically. This is like a bottle. I use a bottle. I don't use a bowl, because the bowl is very difficult. Too much people cannot use a bowl of ping pong.
So are you talking about a vial or
a little bottle, plastic bottle, or everything?
Okay.
Yeah, and this is, you put a liquid plasma, and inside here you have a ring of magnet, a little ring of magnet.
A little ring magnet, okay.
Yeah. And when this one turns, the ring magnet turns in the same time, because they have a fluid of the magnet, they make it turn. And this when he turns, he make
vortex?
A vortex. He make a vortex here, and he begin to make the flow of plasma to go out. And if you put the second bottle here, the other liquid plasma, this one interfere with this one, make a stronger. And you can put the third and the fourth and the fifth. This way is for the very simple to do, because when you put the magnet here, when this motor turn, is have no load. If you put a ping pong ball, you have water, you have to center the ping pong ball, and sometimes the ping pong ball is not in the equal. It's not axis with the motor. He make a noise, and sometimes he damage the axis. Why? When you do with this way, the motor go faster. They have no resistance of the any force forces. And this one, he can get out the field, plasma field, stronger. If you put 2 or 3, they have to interfere to make a very strong plasma field. I think so.
So when you say interfere, do you mean interact?
Yeah, interact. Interact or something.
Okay, so you're saying we put a magnet in that first little bottle.
Only on the first little bottle.
And through its movements, it will interact with the other fields above it in the other containers. So you're creating the rotation and moving the fields, all with that bottom magnet that's glued to the top part of that machine, right?
I think they have someone he make a dynamic field. They try to this way.
Yeah.
They need only one motor, and they put the bottle. What button they do, but we have to, like Mr. Keshe say, make the stronger on the bottom and the lighter on the top.
Well, that's a brilliant idea. I hope that it works. I hope one of your students tries to run with it, or someone here.
And if you want to make a double ball, you can put here the ping pong ball inside here. The ping pong ball, when they interact here, the ping pong, the magnet turn, and he turns the ping pong ball, and he turns on the little bottle here. We have a double. What?
These are plastic bottles, right? Not glass?
Yeah.
Is that correct, Chin Chin? Plastic or glass?
No, this bottle you can make with
plastic.
Glass or plastic is the same thing. I think it's the same thing. Because what we need, we make the vortex in the on the liquid plasma. Do they make the field and they interact with the other only.
Good. Let me just see if anybody has any questions or needs some clarity. Please, anybody? Do you have questions for Chin Chin or need clarity?
I think this is the simplest way. Or you need only one motor. Because this I copy from in the reactor. They put some bottle on the same line. He says the field, the plasma field is very, very strong.
That's great, Chin Chin. And you know, I want to remind people, because this is a really good one, that the Plasma Reactor Group has incredible explorers trying all kinds of things. And Chin Chin has been in there.
I see.
Yeah.
And I see something outside reactor group like Age of what?
Golden Age of Gans?
Yeah, Golden Age of plasma. They say take the way to make nano-coating, because I have made nano-coating the ways easier and faster. Do you want to have this experience?
Let me just see if there's anybody else that wants to come in. Because I don't want to. Anybody? Okay. Well, let's just make sure.
Well, we just covered in the public teaching today. The longer, the better for the nano-coating for 2 weeks, 2 months. You know, you want the quick nano-coating isn't the greatest.
Yeah,
is what they were teaching.
That's correct. So those are the things that we have to look at, Chin Chin, is what you're learning and theorizing with. Sometimes you may be missing the fact that the more patience we give the nano, the minimum was 2 weeks
Yeah.
And so it's because those layers are very, very delicate. And when you do it quickly, the layers don't usually stay on as well. So let's just skip on that on the nano for now, because this is more like a testimonial place for people's experiences using it. And this is where it's a challenge for you because you are so theoretical. And but I welcome it, and I know so many of us do. I want to thank you so much for what you have shared. And if nobody else has anything else to share, we might come back to some of your great schematics. Chin Chin makes incredible schematics to help us understand the yin yang, the 6 elements, how it all fits in. So there's some great stuff here, but this is more a testimonial. So there might be other people that have just been too shy who are waiting now to tell us their wonderful experience using the plasma technology.
Yeah.
So I'll come back to you, Chin Chin, if there's no one else who wants to jump in, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome.
Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. That was a great testimonial meeting. Is there any other questions or remarks, or would you like to go back to your experiments? And
Does Paul have anything to share? I know he always has some really good testimonials.
yeah.
Yes.
You're welcome to share anything, Paul, if you can, about the fantastic results that your people are getting down there.
Or anybody else? Paul might be busy right now. That's what we all gather here for.
Did we hit everybody on your list there, Danny?
Yes, we had everybody. If we had a few cancellations, that might come back next month, which will be the 13th of November, if I'm correct. So, unless anybody else has anything they would like to share, we could just meet again in November on the 13th, Monday, second Monday of the month.
Well, I'd like to just bring in the update from Caroline. I don't know if it was on public or if it was in private, but I know this is a good update in any case because we learned it. Is that we no longer need to use, if we're trying to use the Ganses to heat our houses, CUO does not have to stay in that mixture we originally talked about, and that you can spray the outside of your house with CUO to diminish the frost and the cold from coming in. But she was saying she just sprays with one side of the wall with CO2, the other side of the wall with ZNO, and the opposite side of the wall with CH3. And if anybody can clarify or tried that, I'd love to see if there's been any notice and difference, or if Eric's still here. Does he notice any changes? Has he changed his, or is his working? Or anybody else? Is Maria Calvi here? Because she's doing that with the 4 Gans to heat her house. I'd love to hear an update on that from anybody who's been doing it.
Hello,
It's Erik
Christian here.
from Denmark.
I am experimenting with this kind of heating right now, but I cannot talk unless I'm sure which is the best solution. I'm trying different things. Until now, I did not reach what I wanted. I wanted to have 22, 23 degrees, so it is a real heating and not just a little bit of more warmth, which I get immediately, but I don't get those 22, 23 degrees yet.
Thank you, Christian. That's helpful. Yeah.
Okay, I tried to do the Eric thing first with 4 Ganses in the room, and then I tried the method of Carolina that told to us in the agricultural teaching about using CH3 Gans on one side and half of the amount ZNO and CO2 Gans on the other side, apart from each other on the other side, on the opposite side of the room. And I also tried those nano-coated plates to connect it with a nano-coated cable in front of the window.
Yeah, this is also what I start last winter, the experience about the nano-coated plate. There is only nano-coated, and we have here in the Plasmatic Academy very, very big windows. We have 2 sides of the rooms, complete only windows, and then the other side is normal wall. And I have 3 plates on the bottom of the windows, but about a warming effect, I cannot confirm. Yeah, maybe make anything wrong. We would like to start this, or maybe latest next week to nano-coat the windows outside with copper, and then inside with CO2 to get a plasmatic field between. Only I can say about I have this setup made last year at my private home, into my living room. I have only on both sides CO2, and I save minimum 20 to 30% of my heating. This is my testimonial about heating. But I cannot say that about the results about copper and CO2. We would like to say, but the experience with the plates, I have no result. I don't know why.
Well, like you said, so many variables can be coming into play, but that's good that we're experimenting, because one day we're all going to get it perfect. That's great. Thank you. Anybody else experimenting with those? Somebody did. Actually, I saw something in the chat. It was from Marie, right?
Eric had spoke up there a minute.
Oh, sorry, Eric. I really didn't mean to cut you off. Thank you, Eric.
What I can say is that now it's getting cold in Denmark. We have been down to 6 degrees Celsius now. And as we live in a house that is built before the energy crisis, or actually the manipulation of oil prices in the 70s, this house is not so well insulated and has need a lot of heating in order to get warm. And what I can say is that this is a project ongoing, because there's many variables, as Libby said, and in order to make it work, probably more work needs to be done. I think I save about half my bill here now at this temperature level. It will be less the colder it gets. It's like my impression is that it has a certain effect, just like if you took electric radiators. So you get a certain effect, and you don't. If you put up electric radiators in a house and you heat more than needed, then the temperature will rise. But I think with this, it will not rise the same way as it will with an electric heater. It will stop somewhere in the 20s, but it will add some watts to the heating of the house. Maybe, I don't know how much this gives. It gives me maybe 3 or 4 kilowatt equivalent heat. But in order to get fully heated at this temperature, more work is needed. That's what I can say so far.
Thank you, Eric. And I think of you as a really good source to ask that question too. So thank you so much. More work is needed. So more experimentation. Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. He's always great with his experiments there. Wonderful. Wonderful to hear from you again. Anybody else who would like to add something or show something? Please join.
Well, I'm going to read what Maria Lange wrote. I sprayed the windows inside and outside with ZNO and CO2 Gans water, and she had 22 degrees centigrade inside her house, which is very seldom warm times in North Germany. So it's definitely worthwhile experimenting. I'm sure going to keep on working at it. It gets cold here in Canada too.
Weren't there also experiments with people putting CH3 patches in the shoes or something, or washing the feet with CH3? Anyone remember that?
There's something ringing in my head there. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it might have been CUO in the feet, but
you need to spray the CH3 in the shoes.
Ah, very good. Thank you, Jalal.
Thank you.
I don't need to spray my shoes or my feet with CH3. I only was thinking about the plasmatic fields, and I get automatically hot feet.
See, mind over matter, right?
This is my heating system. No, this is since long time. If I get on the plasmatic fields, I feel it especially into my feet. My soles go very, very hot, and okay. And this is also a way where my higher myself check to communicate with me with especially channel. If he want to talk with me, he sent me hot feeds, and yeah, maybe he mean move on, or I don't know what he sometimes mean. But no, this is very interesting. If you work on mind, and then this is eigentlich what I like, my preference, what I like to do. The energy or the healing or so is very interesting, but the way where the KFSSI go to elevate the soul. This is the real way, yeah. And then if you see, they are coming also. Everybody come automatically, yeah. You get the answers. You get everybody what you want. Yeah? If you have, Mr. Keshe said, if you have a true wish, there will become. This is your law. And you are the creator, yeah? And this is very, very interesting. Yeah? And this is 100% working. Yeah? I see this every time, every day. If I have a question, the answer comes between maximal 24 hours. And we meet the peoples, we connecting. We have tonight we have a telepathy session, and then I send feelings, he send pictures, and then this is great. What is going on now? And yeah, this is fantastic. This is what I my way. What I like to do. This is what we need. We need no energy. We need what we need is consciousness and love and peace. And this is why I stay actually here on Earth.
You're right, Joseph. And as Mr. Keshe said, our souls brought us here. And we are the captains of our ship if we would only just realize who we are. So this work is very compelling for me, learning more and more about who we are and all about working with our soul. Thank you so much for that reminder, Joseph.
Anybody else? Going once? Going twice?
You got it. You're the next one.
How's your experiment going, Flint?
Nothing to report. Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing to report yet either. I'm still trying to adjust the plastic balls in the correct way onto the ventilator so that they don't look like eggs trying to chase each other. So what about you, Liberty?
Well, I did our homework. Remember, Sandor gave us all homework last week. He said to make a breathing apparatus using a pop bottle and a straw. And I did try to take pictures of it to show, but of course my computer wouldn't upload it. And so I have no pictures yet, but hopefully my computer and I will have a better conversation and she'll behave. But she's an old girl and she's got her moments. So I don't have, but I tried it right away and I felt an effect immediately. And so it's that easy, people. You just need to get an empty pop bottle, soda bottle, and make a hole in it so that you can put a straw in it. Fill it with a combination of plasma water, CO2, and zinc is what I used. And then just inhale and hold the end of the straw. It's a very, very inexpensive version of a hookah, except of course you don't have to light anything. You just want to hold the straw to get the air to come in and up. So I did do it, and I'll have pictures probably for class, and it's not a beautiful thing, but it was fun to do it. And like Sandor says, and everybody who's been teaching us reminds us, it's all very well to get the theory, but if you don't try it, you don't trust yourself that you can continue doing these things. Just like me trying to figure out, well, how do I keep this fluid? And I'd watched many videos and I thought I was doing it right, but I wasn't making my covering pieces long enough to keep my ring going. And but at least I knew a good question to ask Jalal. Well, how did you do this? Because it's by trying that we learn. We are going to make lots of mistakes, and we do learn from our mistakes. So everybody who's listening now or in the future, go get yourself stuff to play with. It is so much fun to play. And then when you have questions, come back, ask us questions. And we're all explorers. Everybody who's here now is a plasma technology explorer. And all the testimonials you can bring back to us help further the knowledge for everybody. So when you're sharing, you're showing us that you're caring, you're giving, and you're confirming your existence so we can celebrate your beauty, because each and every one of us is an incredible, beautiful soul. We have all the attributes that were given to what was known or is known as God. And whatever label you want to give that word, it's all about joy. It's all about love. It's all about the highest qualities possible within us. And the more you play with these energies, and the more you interact, the more you'll discover how beautiful you are and everybody and everything on this planet is. It's really the most beautiful journey you can embark on. Danny and Flint, this weekend is Thanksgiving weekend, so happy Thanksgiving weekend to all Canadians. And it has been a great year to give thanks for. I've learned so much being part of the KFSI private classes, and now that they're becoming more and more public, it's even more exciting to be able to share with everybody what we're learning. So thank you.
May I add a way to measure how well your heating system works? What I have seen here in the house is that the heating I have presently is able to keep a temperature difference from outside to inside of around 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. That means that if I want to have 22 degrees Celsius inside the house, the heating is okay until 10 degrees Celsius outside. If it goes lower than this, then it is not good enough. So I can have about 10 to 12 degrees difference across the outer walls. So everyone who tries to make the heating, you can observe this in the fall when the temperature falls outside. You see when you come to the point that you cannot keep your inside temperature at the level you want. Then you can observe how far down you can handle outside temperature. So this is a measure because it's also dependent upon the quality of insulation in the house, but you live in the house you live in, and the heating is for yourself. So for you, the measurement is how big a difference can I withstand before it gets cold in the house. So when you experiment, this is a measure you can use. And if you have some rooms you don't use, then you can see in this room how warm it will be there. So if you, for example, have a freezing temperature outside, and in this room you have maybe 10 degrees Celsius, or then you know that you can raise the temperature 10 degrees above the environment temperature. So just to have some way to find out if the change you do in your heating system makes it work better or worse. That's my 2 cents on that.
Always appreciate your very valuable 2 cents. Thank you, Eric. Anybody else want to add in?
Hallo?
Yes.
Ich würde gerne Deutsch sprechen. Mein Englisch ist nicht so gut, dass ich die Sachen erzählen kann. Ist Danny da zum Übersetzen?
Okay.
Ja, ich bin wieder da, sorry. Ich bin
Okay. Ja, Entschuldige. Ich wollte nur sagen, mit dem Heizen, ich habe einen Freund, der hat jetzt ein Haus gebaut, das steht im Rohbau, kriegt jetzt am Ende des Monats die Fenster. Und ich möchte dort sozusagen über den Winter, da keiner drin wohnt, unser Heizsystem sozusagen probieren, alle möglichen Varianten. Und ich wäre schon glücklich, wenn der ein oder andere Ideen oder eigene Erfahrungen hier vielleicht mal ein bisschen zusammenschreiben könnte, dass ich diese verschiedenen Dinge probieren kann. Denn dieses Haus wird nicht anders geheizt. Es ist ein Bungalow mit 80 Quadratmeter Wohnfläche, der dann komplett leer steht. Das heißt, wir können wirklich den Effekt direkt drin messen.
Okay, Ronan, let me just quickly translate before my connection is gone here.
Yeah.
Roland is saying that a friend of his is building a house, so the house isn't finished yet, and he would have the opportunity to use this house to play around, to experiment with plasmatic heating ideas. So he's asking for anybody who, excuse me, anybody who has information and be able to write something down to give him ideas how to go about it. Is that what you're saying, Roland? Can you hear me?
Ja.
Kannst du mich hören?
Ja, du warst zwar kurz weg, aber ich höre dich wieder.
Sorry, did you understand me? Liberty, did you understand what I was saying?
I heard you, honey. No problem. Absolutely.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You came through good. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Roland?
I know that Eric has been doing a lot of experiments in that area, so maybe you would be able to get in contact with him if he's available for that.
I remember on a time on the blueprint teaching where a big controversy about the windings direction, and Mr. Keshe said, if you're winding clockwise, maybe you get the plasma heating, and maybe we can get a setup that with two magravs, one clockwise winding and one counterclockwise winded. Maybe he hit the house. This is, maybe you can make an experience.
In the testimonials, there is a man who told in Hungary there was about 0 degrees and outside temperature, and he had 3 magravs in the house, and this house was only half stone. That means only a brick wall, no insulation, about 10 centimeter thick wall, and he had 28 degrees Celsius inside the house. Too hot, he said. He opened the door. You can find it in the testimonials, and maybe it was an idea if someone in that area who speaks his language could contact him and find out what exactly did he do, because getting 28 degrees difference temperature, that is quite good. It means that if we want 22 degrees and we have a better insulated house, I think we could go down to -20 with an insulated house. So he's just 3 magravs, and of course he will have a lot of Ganses in the house. That's normal. Everyone who works with this technology has many Ganses in the house, but I don't think that is the main factor. The main factor is field interaction, and magravs in the house that is field interaction. So please, if somebody lives in Hungary or is able to speak that language, try to find him in the testimonials and find out who he is, contact him and find out how he made his magravs, because there we have a key. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And which testimonials was this, Eric? Was that the Facebook testimonials or the KF Foundation testimonials, or in one of these programs?
It was at the homepage of Keshe Foundation, the testimonials there.
Beautiful, thank you.
You're welcome.
Did he write in Hungarian language there?
No, it was in English, else I have been unable to read it.
Thank
but
you.
I don't know, maybe I don't know if he wrote it himself or somebody translated it for him. I don't know.
I will try to find this.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Since it's Hungarian, most likely it could have been translated from Sandor. So I would also ask Sandor.
At the time I saw it, I think there was 17 pages of testimonials at that time. So it's possible to seek through it manually within a reasonable time.
And then when you do that, you also get inspired by all these stories. It really is inspiring to go to the testimonial page. Now, Paul, I saw you come up and then you came down. All right, did you have something you wanted to share with us? We still have a little bit of time left. You always do have incredible things. Paul, est-ce que tu m'entends? On t'invite si tu es libre.
Hey, Paul, you there?
Well, I could have sworn I saw his mic was open, but I guess he got busy again. Might want to try that countdown again. Worked last time, Flint.
Well, if there's no one else, we can certainly close her up here.
Well, I want to thank you and Danny Moe for the tremendous job you do putting this together. Thank you, both of you, and all the participants.
Yes, and thank you for helping out today, Libby.
Yes, thank you, and thank you, everyone. It was wonderful, as always. And like I said, I hope I see and hear a lot of you next month again. 13th of November, the second Monday of the month, at 6 p.m. Universal Time and 8 p.m. or 2000 at Central European. Are we still in summertime, are we?
For now,
Thank
yeah.
goodness. It really kills Flint and I when we switch hours. It means we get up even earlier, right, Flint?
Yeah, that's right.
Hooray.
Yeah. Woohoo.
So thank you very much, everyone, and goodbye from me.
Yeah, thank you much, everybody. Also, back to Flint, to Danny, to Liberty, and all knowledge seekers. Thank you for sharing, and see you soon. Okay, bye bye.
Yeah, thank you everyone for your contributions today. This has been the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute public meeting for testimonials, the 11th one for Monday, October 9th, 2017. And just like Danny said, join us in a month. It'll be the 13th of November. That's the second Monday of November. Same time, same place for our next testimonials meeting. And that'll be our anniversary, our first year completed in our testimonials. Again, you can catch all of these testimonials on our YouTube channel. There is a list there for the public meetings for the testimonials there. So this recording will be there within a few days. And you can listen to all the other ones that are listed there too. So have a good rest of your evening, day, or morning, wherever you're joining us from. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, bye for now.